Hello, my name is Anthony Strayhorn, and I'm a coach and trainer with the YourDay Balance Game.
And my name is Chanda Adeogba. I'm also a coach, a head abundant love coach with the YDBG.
And today, we're going to be talking about how codependency shows up in co-parenting relationships.
Yeah, that's a juicy topic. There's so many people dealing with that out there, and I myself have dealt with it, so I'm really excited to share with you some of what I've learned.
So there's three things you're going to get from this video today. One of them is, how do we define codependency? How does codependency show up in co-parenting relationships? And how we as coaches help our clients move through codependency in co-parenting relationships.
Ooh, that's a mouthful, isn't it?
It is.
It is. It's a lot, guys. It's a lot. So let's get into it.
Let's get right into it. This is a big topic. This is a common experience that a lot of parents are going through around the world, in this country.
Yeah.
And it can be a bit challenging, you know?
It is. It is. One of the reasons it's so challenging is because when you are in a co-parenting situation, it's typically as a result of a divorce or some kind of break in the relationship, right? So there's some court orders usually in place and some things you're supposed to abide by. And this is where it gets tricky. When you get that order, it's called an order, which already suggests that you better be in order. And if there are things that are not happening, whether it's on your side or the other parent's side, the recourse is going back to court. And so most people don't want to go back to court. They don't enjoy that whole experience. It's really difficult. So they'll put up with stuff that they know is not cool. And they'll do stuff that they know is not cool, but they'll do it in the name of not wanting to go back to court. And that's where the codependency comes in, taking on things that you know are not healthy, allowing things that you know are not right, they're not powerful, and it costs you your own health, your own sense of peace, self-worth, joy, and it impacts your children. You know, they pick up on it. It's just so many things about it that are unhealthy. Yeah,
it sounds like it's not a win for anybody, all parties involved.
It really isn't.
Yeah.
It really isn't. It's a misnomer that you go to court and you win anything. But I know people say, you know, I won the court case, you know, like, yay. But then that doesn't mean all of a sudden there's joy and there's peace and there's ease and flow on the other side of that. It might just mean that you're getting a bigger check in your account. But you still got to deal with whatever the person is bringing to the table.
Yeah.
So I want to talk a little bit about what it looks like in codependency, in co-parenting relationships, because codependency is really defined in this game anyway as taking care of others at the expense of yourself. So that can look a million different ways. But in codependency, with co-parenting, it looks like you have a set schedule, for example. Your day is this day, my day is that day. Then parent A calls parent B and says, yeah, I'm not going to make it. So now there's a plan B that parent B has to put in place that they may not have been prepared for. Once it starts happening habitually, then they're like, okay, I know parent A might do this. I'm just going to go ahead and put this contingency plan in place. But that doesn't make it okay. It's just what you got to do to make it work. Then there's a situation where parent A doesn't even communicate. There's supposed to be some kind of a pickup or a deposit made in the account. It doesn't happen. Parent B is like, where are they? What's going on? They don't even get communication about it. And so now there's a contingency plan that has to be put together on the spot because it wasn't expected. And then that could mean something gets canceled, something gets shifted. You know, the parent B has to make a new plan that may impact the child because the child had an expectation. There may be some fires to put out. Baby, they're not going to make it today. But they don't have an explanation. You can't offer an explanation. So you can see how that could just get real messy real quick.
Yeah. Wow. Well, you know, that's everything you said, Chanda. This really makes me think about, like, just the actual definition of codependency. Like, as you just explained in the context of the game is great. And for those that haven't had an actual formal definition of it, as far as like how it's defined from a dictionary standpoint, it is the psychological state of mutual dependency between two people or two parties or multiple parties, where especially when one partner relies emotionally on supporting and caring for the other partner. So you can see when it comes to codependency, there is a high level dependency that creates a internal dependency on whether or not this person does something.
Yeah.
And whether or not they actually commit or actually follow through or keep their say to do ratio high, which is something we talk about in another video. So stay tuned for that one as well.
That's a big one. Check that one out for sure.